Hi everyone, my name is Andy and welcome to All Lonely Meeples. On this channel, I share solo playthroughs of various board games, including tutorials on how to play. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video features Arraial, a 1 to 4 player tile placement game designed by Nuno Bizarro Sentierro and Paulo Soledade and published in 2018 by MEBO Games. Now if you're ready, let's jump right in. Here's how we set up for a solo playthrough of Arraial. Having our round token on round 1 on our rounds card, there are 3 rounds in the game. We've placed the entrance on our street board where it says the 4 players. Before we shuffle our deck of cards with our shapes, we need to take out 1 copy of each of the cards. So there are 2 yellow cards to take out. There are 2 red cards, 2 green cards, and 2 blue cards. So we're going to take those out and put them off to the side. Then we're going to shuffle this deck, and we're going to remove 4 cards at random. So we're going to return 4 cards at random without looking at them. Okay. So we don't know what the shapes those are. Hopefully we have at least 1 of each shape. We'll keep these face down. We will not need them. Okay. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're going to flip these over and we're going to place them on our board. Each card has a yellow dot, and that yellow dot needs to be placed where the yellow dot is on the spinner. And finally, we have all of our tiles here that I'll just keep in a large pile over here. We don't need to take any of them out because those that aren't going to be used will just stay here, but I'll flip them over so we can see more of what they are. And now we're ready to talk about what we do in this game and how we score. In Arraial, we are building a Portuguese festival known as an Arraial, and friends and neighbors join us to enjoy music, food, and drink, and that is what is on each of these little tiles. And each of the tiles have singers and food and other festive scenes. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be placing them onto our board and trying to build up, kind of like Tetris, as well as we can, gaining new visitors each time we do certain things on our board. So what we're going to do is we're first going to take a look at the octagon here. The octagon does move around and around. And so what we're going to do is we have 3 action points on our turn. These action points can be spent in 2 different ways. The first way is to simply take one of these cards and take the corresponding shape and place it onto our board. And just like in Tetris, we place it down at the bottom. We can't place it just anywhere we want. We place it down at the bottom, and we're trying to fill rows as we go. And I'll explain that in a moment. The other action that we can take is we can turn this 90 degrees. So there are 4 arrows here, a blue, red, yellow, and green, and we can simply turn it 90 degrees. That is 1 action point. The reason this is important is because if I do want this shape to go into my board, when I take this card, if it's like this, I have to keep the tile oriented the way that the card is. So if I wanted the shape to be oriented differently, I could spend a point to go 1, and then I could spend a point to take it 2, and I would now place this tile oriented differently. I then have another action point. I could take another one like that if I wanted to and place it however I wish, but it does have to stay oriented the way the card was. And that's what these yellow dots are for, is when they come out, that's the way they're going to start oriented. Anytime I have 2 or more tiles of the same color touching each other, I'm going to take one of these meeples in the same color, and I'm going to place them right on top. These are actually the points in the game. So as we continue to lay tiles, we want to we want to put them in such a way that we make the most out of our color combinations. So here, if I place the second red next to the other red, I would take a red meeple. If, however, I placed a third one, let's just say right there, I would not place another red meeple, as that is still a group of red. Anytime I complete, let's go ahead and do something like this. Anytime I complete a row, so here I've completed 2 rows, I'm going to move this banner, this entry banner, up 1 slot for each row that I completed. So in this case, I will move up twice. When I move this up, I'm going to place one of the white meeples on top of the entry bar for each row that I had completed. So in this case, I moved it up 2 times because it started here at 4, at the 4-player marker. I moved it up once for the first row and up again for the second row, and I placed 1 meeple each. This is important because the round is going to end when so there's 3 rounds in the game, 1, 2, and 3. The round is going to end when I cannot completely fill this octagon of cards. And I'll explain how we reset for the next round. When that happens, at the end of the round, when I've run out of cards, I'm going to drop, as it says here on the round card, I have to take at least 1 tile each round in rounds 1 and 2. And then at the end of the round, I'm going to drop the entrance bar 2 times. So if I drop this down, let's say I have, let's just add a few here. So let's say I've done this. If I drop this entrance bar down twice, 1, 2, and I don't overlap or run into any of my tiles in the festival, I take all of the white meeples that I've earned, and I'm going to place them as extra points just on my board. And so far I have 4 points. If I were to, however, have placed too high up, and I would move my entrance bar down and run into a tile, 1, 2, the entrance bar actually goes away. I lose these white meeples, and now I don't play with the entrance bar anymore. Still get points by putting like colors together, but I won't be getting any more bonuses for completing rows. So this is actually pretty important to keep as long as possible so that I can score even more points. And in the third round, I have to take 2 tiles per turn. So in the solo game, we're going to be taking consecutive turns over and over and over again. And a turn is the 3 action points. So if I were to take maybe 1, 2, and then taking this tile, that would be 3. That is actually 1 turn. And in the solo play, I'm actually going to, at the end of each turn in each round, before we refill this octagon, we're going to discard all the festival cards left on it. And then we would refill. And we want to make sure that we match the yellow dot with where the dot is on the octagon. And then we would continue. And at the end of the game, we're going to add up all of our points and see if we can get 17 plus points. So this is a lower scoring game, but 17 plus points, it says your Arraial was epic, the best that anyone can remember. And with that, let's play a solo game of Arraial. All right, I have the game reset. I will shuffle these tiles and we'll get the first round underway. And again, they're going to go on the yellow dots here. I'm looking to complete this first row pretty quickly. Let's see how we do that. I don't like this shape upside down like that, as it doesn't cover as much. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my first 2 action points to take this one, or one of them, place it in the corner here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this one for 2 and place this one right here. I think that's what I want to do. Okay. I could place this one also, but I'm going to go ahead because I have 3 action points. But I'm going to go ahead and wait on that. You don't have to use all your action points each round. And so we'll orient. I didn't do any turning that time. Okay, so none of the colors that I was using before. So let me see this. That would work right there. I'm gonna turn this for 1. Ooh. I might take 2. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take 2. I'm gonna take this one for 2 and either one of these for 3. So it has to stay in the orientation. I'm gonna place this red right here and this blue right here, blue. And when I do that, I've completed the bottom row. So I'm going to move this entrance bar up 1 and place a white meeple on it. And what I'm trying to do is when I drop this bar down twice, as it says in rounds 1 and 2, if I don't run into my tiles, I'm going to gain these extra points. And now what I want to do is collect tiles to give myself groupings of like colors. Okay. So if I did this one, I don't really want to do that way, and it won't really go very well this way. Actually, I guess it would. Sometimes I have to remember which tiles do what. I think it's the blue ones. No? Oh, it's the other red one. That's the one I want. Oh. Okay. So by placing my yellow right here, I won't be able to complete that green, and that's okay. It doesn't have to complete. It would be nice though. I could just do this. Well, let's go ahead and move 1 and 2, and I'll take my yellow, and that gets me a yellow meeple. I'll go ahead and leave that green square with the woman eating something by herself. And then do I want either of these two? You know, I could just take this one for 3. And I could cover up the blue. I'm actually going to cover up red because I filled a second row. So I'm going to move up again and get another meeple. Okay, and we'll clear and reset. And I have 3 left. Again, if I only had 2 left or 1 left, my round would be over because I have to fill this octagon entirely. Okay. And it is important to note that if I were to be able to flip this red over and have it facing this way, these 2 reds are not adjacent because they're diagonal, orthogonally adjacent next to each other, up, down, left, and right. That's like most tile placement games, diagonal doesn't count. Okay, so I'm actually going to take 1, and we're going to try it. We're going to take this blue, and we're going to put it right there. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I need more meeples because these are points. So that's 1. And then I think I want to do 2 and 3. It looks a little odd, but I'm going to place that right there because that completes a 3rd row. So I'll move my entrance up and take another meeple. So that is the end of round 1. So what we're going to do is this entrance banner is going to go down twice, 1, 2, and it's nice because it's 1 higher than where it started, and all of these points come to me, and I just like to put them down at the bottom row. Okay, and then we move to round 2, and round 2 is the exact same. We have to take at least 1 tile, and I'm hoping that this long 4-piece blue, the straight 4-piece blue, doesn't hurt me this round. And it's not enough just to complete rows. I need to be getting colors also. And my only 2 colors are blue and yellow that have at least 2 touching. All right, so green, red. Okay, well that's the green that I want. So I want this green because it does fit nicely right there. So I'm going to take this green for 1. Oh, I guess the other green does that too. 1. There we go. And that is a green combo. And that's going to be my first turn. I only need to take 1 tile. So I'm going to refresh and see if I can get something else. Here's the straight blue. It's not a bad idea. That one. And right there. Okay. Well, I'm getting the reds out of the way now. I got to be careful because it's going to drop 2 and it's going to be down to here. So I really want to make sure I don't, I need to make sure I move it up, which I can probably do. I'm going to go ahead and take this one for 1. And I'm going to place it right here. 1. I really want another green square, so I'm going to wait and be done. Okay. Ooh, I do like yellow, but there's the green square. Doesn't really matter which way that's oriented. I do want to take this green square for 1. And I'm going to place it down here. Oh, these poor green squares aren't getting used. All right. Or being combined. So there's 1. And I have now completed these 2 rows. So we're going to go 1 and 2. That's good. That I can breathe a sigh of relief. But now I need to figure out what I'm doing with the rest. I think if I go 2 and I take this tile, I could do another grouping of blue. I'm going to do that, 2 and then 3. I'm going to take this tile right here. Okay. And my last turn. Oh, how I would love to fill another row, which I could do. Okay. I have 2 yellows here. That is great. I wish this yellow was oriented this way, but it's not. Maybe it's worth going a little higher. So if I go 1, maybe not. That's not. Ugh. I could do this for 2. I would really like a red though, there. Would like a red. So I'm going to go 2, and I think I will take this tile and place it right here. These reds are just not getting used, and I need to change that. I say getting used, I mean getting combined. Okay, so that is the end of the second round. So this is going to drop down to 1, 2. It's getting scary close, and these 2 are going to come down. All right, and for the third round, I must take 2 tiles each turn, and that means I can only turn the wheel once. And it is important to note that if I move this entry tile down and it overlaps my other tiles, I remove it. But also, if I have to build in such a way that I build on top of this entry tile, it also goes away. So here we go. Round 3. I must take 3 tiles. Okay. Okay. That's probably going to be one that I take. Okay. All right, so this actually is pretty good. I'm going to go 1, 2, and I can't turn it again. I have to take one of these 3, so I'm going to take 3. That one actually worked out really well. I do have a group of red, And I place this one right here. It's actually going to complete 2 rows. So this is going to go 1, 2. And I completed a row of green. Now these are really, really important because if I knock into this entry bar, I am going to lose those. I would love to have those at the end. Here's the next round. I just need to make it through this round. Okay, well, I think the least, oh, I got it. I'm gonna go, this is actually pretty good. I'm gonna go 1. I'm thinking about these 2. Let me grab these tiles real fast. Oop, where'd they go? There they are. And so if I place it right, man. Well, if I do that, I'm giving up another row, possibly. So maybe I don't do that. I could do this. I'm going to take 2 of these tiles no matter what. I think I'm going to take this tile no matter what, because that gets me another point for yellow. But I think I've got to forego, I'll put the green right here, and maybe I can get the line of blue. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this one and this one for 2, 3. Place that right there. I do get a yellow. Oops. And this goes away. Oh, I'm feeling the pressure now. Oh, there it goes. I might be forced to take that. We'll see. Ooh, all the tall ones. All right. Well, first I want to take this. I might, actually, this one and this one. I do have 2 holes here. I'm going to do 1, so I'll take this one. Okay, I'm going to do this. We're going to go and sacrifice that row, and I'm going to place this here. So this is my 2, and I do get a row, so we're going to go up 1. And that means I have 3 tiles left. 3 cards left. I need to be able to place 2 of these. I think I'm doing pretty well. All right, 1. I would like some other points. I do have a grouping of 2 blue, so that will go right there. Oh, okay. So I want to be able to get these 2 yellows to touch each other without touching the other one. Okay, I can do it. I'm going to take one of them, and I'm going to place it right here, right at the edge. And it's important to know that in the 3rd round, we don't drop our bar. That's 1, 2, and this is going to be 3. To take this tile and place it right there. And by doing that, I have a grouping of yellow that's diagonally adjacent to these 2 yellows, but that does not count. Okay. And then since I kept my bar, I get to take these 3, and the game is over. Okay, so for the final score, I went ahead and moved all my meeples off the board. We just count however many meeples we have, and that is our score. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 points. So it wasn't the 17 plus. So 14 to 16, your Arraial was the best in your entire neighborhood. I'll take that. So 16 points, best Arraial in the entire neighborhood. 17 points was epic, the best that anyone can remember. So for this game, 16 points, just 1 point shy of the highest scoring category. And that is the solo playthrough of Arraial. Thank you for joining me at the table for a solo playthrough of Arraial. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and hitting that subscribe button. And feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Thank you again, and I hope you'll join me at the table for my next playthrough.